You know, I'll show you some interactive videos and hopefully you'll like them, but what you keep on coming down to is, yeah, okay, you know, fancy pants. What about the cost? It's going to cost more to add your interactivity to my nice normal video. Why can't I make a nice normal video? Everyone on the board of directors likes videos. Let's just make one of them. Why do we have to kind of screw around adding interactivity when it's only a choose your own adventure story anyway? This is why bother adding interactivity to your nice linear video. So at the beginning of each of the videos, obviously we've got 100% of the viewers watching the videos by definition. But then what happens? All of them start drifting downwards. 31 seconds in, they all kind of lurch down. There is another solution, which is if you put another interaction here, which is something which drives your visitors further into your experience, whatever that experience might be, which makes something which makes it more meaningful to them, more useful to them, then they're still acting naturally, like they're on the internet. They're still clicking every 20 seconds or so. But rather than clicking away and you losing them, they're clicking to get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into your experience.
But why am I here talking about interactive video? Video traditionally has been quite, well, it has been linear, that's why we call it linear. But I'm interested in how brands can use that. But I'm going to talk about a few friends and kind of how these things are working. So the first one is from Interlude. I'll just play this.
My mind is like a heavy hand, always making more of what really happened. A critical imagination, always working.
So you can see I'm getting a choice.
Maybe this is what the world will see. A tiny little version of the tallest tree, an optical illusion.
Tomboy or charmer?
Posing as a real life. I never had my mind made up before the bomb dropped. And if I ever do decide to take a chance, oh, the
Shoes or handbag? This is an Israeli company. They've since moved to the States. They've got a big round of funding recently with people like Intel involved. But they saw 5 times the engagement, and on average 70 to 90% of people interact with the video. They watch it back to see what happens again. So I think that's quite a kind of turning the tables moment for a lot of brand videos that you see. Other things that they saw was a lot more retention, so I suppose that sort of makes sense. People who are clicking on things and actually invest the effort to watch it again will also remember a bit more about what happened. So you know, did we choose shoes or handbags, for instance? Probably most of you remember it was shoes. What Madewell did, who are a New York fashion brand or a chain of shops in the States, was to use some of those stats to reconfigure their website. So that was quite forward thinking.
Another piece of work I just wanted to share with you was a website, and it was to teach people about the true life costs of a car. So not just the upfront costs, but the running costs, the servicing costs, the maintenance costs, and how much it's worth in 3 years' time. And no one thinks about car value in this way, and it's a very hard story to tell to people who aren't very interested in this sort of future gazing. And we decided to make a calculator where you could put in the cost of your life, and it would tell you over your lifetime how much your life was going to cost. But what this was a good example of was we chose very crafted quality video content to create the whole interaction. So it felt rich, it felt real quality, and it felt very engaging. And once we'd collected all the video work, we painfully cut it all up and then coded it all back together again. So then we could play with all the video content we had. This kind of work in interactive knitting needs good planning and UX, and it needs really good storytelling so that you don't get caught in dead ends or get caught making things play backwards, which always looks a bit weird. But it's complicated but very satisfying when it all slots together.
Unlike what the other guys are doing here, they're content producers, we've actually produced the platform that allows people to make their content interactive. And what's slightly different about ours as well is that ours is about making videos interactive for the masses. So rather than bespoke one-off executions. Ours is about allowing anybody to make their videos interactive really quickly and really easily. So it's a self-serve platform, so you can upload your own videos just like you would upload a video to YouTube or Vimeo, but the difference with this is that you can add clickable hotspots to any objects and people in the video. So when a video goes through, we automatically detect if there's any faces in it. Then we automatically add tags to those and do all the motion tracking for you. And this all happens real time, so when you've uploaded your video, a couple of minutes later you'll get it all back, all tagged for you. Anyways, the sixth thing, it was a 2.5-minute video as an extension of the 30-minute TV spot. But the average time engaged was over 5 minutes. So some people spent hours clicking through all the extra content and clicking all the different characters and exploring all the different, like interviews and wallpaper and the rest of it. So Oki Ni was something we put together over 18 months ago now, and this was, for us, the sort of very first custom execution we did that was purely shoppable video, custom built for a specific client. The reason I'm showing you this is because this had a 58% click-through rate to product on here, and they made $20,000 worth of sales in 2 weeks. Traditionally, with online video, you lose about half your audience in the first 30 seconds, and we're seeing with YIVID videos pretty typical flatline retention charts. In some cases, 90% of viewers are sticking around for 90% of the duration, so really, really powerful stuff.
Okay, so this is a trailer for a piece which was launched about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
My first reactions were, wow, what a great app. Not only is it informative, but actually the ability to put you in an emergency situation was fantastic.
Way back in 2004, I did a traditional CPR course. Plastic dummy, tea and biscuits, about 10 people, all very nice and polite. And in some ways that was absolutely fantastic, but there were things that I felt that we could do much better with digital. We could create an experience which was much more vivid, much more like what it really feels like if someone's having a cardiac arrest or they're choking.